So yes, I am Nicole Branton, and I think I picked the wrong year to become the district ranger for the Red Rock Ranger District. I'm going to try to keep this pretty short because I don't know about you guys. I'm a little tired of sitting up here, but I have this list of things I wanted to say to you guys, but I think a better way to approach this is to summarize what I've heard some of my colleagues say here in the last few minutes. So let's see, tonight we've heard the National Weather Service say that there will be life-threatening weather this summer, that you'll have minutes to respond. We've heard our bear team say, this water knows where to go, which is in the stream channel. We've heard our emergency responders say that one of the big challenges they face is how they're going to warn visitors, and that they may not be able to get to you. And I think you've heard several people here tonight say there's really nothing we can do about some of these things. So what that kind of adds up to for us in the Forest Service is that there is something that we can do, and that is limit the number of people that are in the path of these floods and the things that are coming. So, well, thank you. So one of the things that we're going to do with the Forest Service is that we are going to maintain our current fire closure. This is the slide fire perimeter. This is basically what was involved directly in the fire. West of 89A from Slide Rock State Park to the switchbacks. This includes the recreation sites, the developed recreation sites, as well as the forest itself. And this is really about protecting the public from hazards associated with the fire itself. That rock fall, that dry ravel, those rocks hitting other rocks and becoming projectiles that you've heard us talk about. Also debris flow and the bear implementation itself. Things like the placement of straw bales with helicopters and things like that. Whoops, I gave away the big reveal. The second thing we'll be doing is a second closure, and this will be at the onset of the monsoon. This will be closure of all Forest Service system lands within Oak Creek Canyon, from Sedona to the switchbacks. So that'll be up to the rim, both on the east and west side. This is due to the potential for, that you've heard about tonight, the potential for flooding, debris torrents, and also the evacuation issues that you've heard the fire department and the county sheriff talk about. And one of the reasons is that people disperse throughout the creek when they go to our recreation sites. One of the things I've learned in my, whatever it's been, 10 or 11 months now of being district ranger here is that people don't necessarily do what I say. So although I might ask them to stay in our developed rec sites, what people in fact do is get in those sites and disperse up and down the canyon in the water, kind of trying to get away from concentrations of other people. And I think when you hear our first responders talking about the challenges they face, you can see why this is a problem for them, is trying to track down where people are when you have minutes to respond to a life-threatening flood. So this area will include sites that are currently, as of today, open, like Midgley Bridge, Grasshopper Point Picnic Area, the Indian Gardens Visitor Center, Encinoso Picnic Area, Manzanita Campground. It will also include trails in general, the general national forest lands within the closure area. And those pullouts along 89A where people park and drop down into the creek for dispersed recreation. So the timing on this, here's the tricky part, is this is really about those downstream effects that are associated with precipitation. So we need to find a way to predict when those first storms are going to happen, because for this to be successful, we need to do this closure before it starts raining. So expect that this will happen on a sunny day. We're going to do our best to give people the 4th of July weekend. So I'll say that at the very latest, we'll close on July 7th. But we'll be working with the National Weather Service to track the development of those storms, to determine when the best time is to close those sites, and it may be before the 4th. So be prepared for those sites to close at any time. So these closures will remain in effect until at least the end of this monsoon season. We'll see what happens as this stuff comes downhill and what it looks like when we reach the end of the monsoon season. Again, we'll work with the National Weather Service to figure out what that means. And we'll do another assessment at that point and determine if it makes sense to open some of these sites or all of these sites. But it's just there's too much uncertainty at this point to know what that's going to look like. So this will only affect National Forest System lands. Private land, including privately owned businesses, resorts, restaurants, etc., will be unaffected by this. They can remain open if the owners choose to do so. So there will still be, I imagine, opportunities for people to recreate there on private land. Slide Rock State Park may choose to remain open. The portion of Slide Rock State Park that is National Forest System land will be included in this closure, though. So, I just want to say that, you know, this, we've laid this all out for you today, and it does seem like kind of a no-brainer as you've heard person after person talk about the dangers in here. But I do want to say that this was a complicated decision. It's not something that Scott and I take lightly. We really considered every angle of this and discussed it for a long time. And we recognize that this will have an impact to visitors in the canyon, to the people who come to this area to recreate and come here as tourists, and also to those businesses in the canyon and to outfitters and guides that operate on National Forest System lands there. However, we really feel as public servants that we have to put public health and safety first, and that's what we're doing with this decision. I will be working with the Sedona Chamber of Commerce, however, and other businesses in the area to redirect people to the many other beautiful places that we have here on the Red Rock Ranger District, and to remind people that this is really a pretty small closure when you consider the whole footprint of the National Forest. So there's, you know, over 500,000 other acres people can be recreating on in the Red Rock District, and we'll be working with the community to redirect people to those areas. So I will be in the lobby if you want any information on the specific areas that are closed, but I'm going to try to keep it brief for you guys, so thank you.